Honorable Mathys, do you want to speak?
Okay.
Yeah? It's, your time is going to
You
start.
don't have to start it. You can start it like in 10 minutes. Chair.
Your
I'm
time
not
is going
opposed
to
that.
start at, listen, at 8 minutes to 2,
Let's go.
and will end at 12 past 14 hours.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Dr. Deputy Minister, I like saying doctor since we have a whole 31 qualifications to our name. Well done, we're proud. Dr. DM, you spoke about your experience in China. So let's talk about their technology there. So we agree that they have large amount of resources. They've got decent state-owned buildings, their transport facilities, and there's a very, very minute role of private security companies in policing and security. And what has come out in these, in our hearings is that there's a huge takeover of private security companies. Talk to us about that. Not too much time because this chairperson is going to cut me off very quickly, please. Yeah, just speak to us, please, DM, just about what you have observed about security companies taking over the functionings of SAPs.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I fully agree with you that yes, they depend more on technology and on other issues, not even having more police on the ground. And in terms of private security, I agree with you. We have started discussions in terms of SIRA to say what is the role of SIRA and why do we have so many companies as private companies, also in terms of the ammunition that they have, and others don't even have qualified things, but they get the certificate, like the one in Mpumalanga.
So is that something that we need to consider here as a committee as looking into SIRA and also the number of licenses that are issued to security companies as well?
Yes.
Okay. Noted. Let's talk a little bit. I know we are exhausting this issue of the disbandment. The minister said that he had a meeting with his 2 deputy ministers. And it's very unclear about, during this meeting with the 3 of you, was the discussion very clear that we are moving to disband the PKTT?
No. Thank you.
So was the discussion more around the issue of that we are going to move and we're going to empower, I think is the better word, or, put more resources into the murder and robbery unit. So there was never a discussion at all when the 3 of you met. I think he said it was in November, if I'm not mistaken. And that all 3 of you were in agreement that we are moving to disband, not the how and not the when, but that the PKTT must be disbanded.
As I said, no. We did not talk specifically that the KK must be disbanded. But yes, we spoke about empowering the murder and robbery unit and saying maybe the skills that are there, because it's a multifaceted team, can be used to be able to assist us in that regard, in terms of even coming with an organogram that could take care of all these matters from the national level.
So why do you think the minister was beating around the bush instead of just dealing with this issue straight? Because clearly he wanted to disband it. And during his entire testimony here, he just kept going back to, we are going to well-resource the murder and robbery unit. And by doing that, automatically it meant the PKTT is going to be disbanded. Why is it a touchy subject, or why do you think it was a touchy subject just to deal straight on as this is a unit, it's been operating, and it's one of the units that needs to go?
I wish I knew. I don't know.
But you're also a senior member, both in a political party and in government. DM, you have to have an opinion about what was going on. Or
No,
even your suspicions. This is the opportunity for us to also know, and we understand that it's your take, but you are there, you were part of, not part of the process in the sense that you made a decision, but you were there were engagements that were being done. You talk to each other, whether it's the DM or with the generals or with each other. It can't be that you just had no idea.
I'm like saying, you asked me how did she, I don't know what prompted him. And I said in my response here, I said, if I have been given an opportunity before the letter was out, I would have put my input there. Unfortunately, even if I can want to give you all the whole thesis about it, there were letters out already.
It doesn't mean that you didn't have an opinion about it. So we're not saying, what we're trying to establish here as a committee, as you know, Dr. DM, is how, why, so we can avoid these things from happening again. So we know that you can't do anything about it. It's a done deal. But also, speak to us. There was something. And then maybe also, just quickly, just also speak to, do you recall the date and time? Because you don't indicate that in your statement when the minister actually called you to say, DM, that letter is, it's not fake.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I would not want to, remember I'm under oath, and it was like December, January, early January, as I said, and I think we're even here in Cape Town preparing for that. So just to be safe, I would not want to lie.
Okay. But it was more or less, it made its rounds in social media on the 2nd of January.
I think
So
it was
it's safe
around
to
5,
say-
6, 7,
Okay.
around there.
So you spoke about the 8th January, where the South African Police Headquarters attends the ANC January 8th events. Did you engage the minister at the January 8th at all?
He did not attend that January 8.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. We didn't know about that. Let's talk about, did you know about the arrest of Lieutenant General Kamalo?
Yes. We were with him a day before. We were presenting the report to the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence.
Why do you think that General Sabia forwarded the message to you?
As I said, I did not. I just took it straight to the National Commissioner.
The question is, why do you think he would have sent it to you? Because he didn't.
I would know. I want to know. But what I get from the message that he wrote, not the forwarded one, I think he was trying to warn me that they are going to back my phones and my emails and what.
And I think this comes back to the question about when we spoke about factions that are operating in the South African Police Service. So there's one thing when we disagree with each other. There's a whole other thing when certain groupings start acting on their disagreements, such as the thing of bugging. Former Minister Becky Cele also said that his phone was, it was intentionally bugged, but it was done in an illegal way as well. So is this a normal practice then, SAPS? Because this is why our country is unsafe. Because we have the executive, we have the top SAPS officials busy bugging each other's phones, listening to each other's messages instead of saving our children from being raped at school.
I would not say that, but as I said, with the skills that I have and with what I've seen can assist us in terms of dealing with those. I think we'll be able to stop some of the things that you are saying.
So you weren't surprised that they could be bugging your emails and your phone?
No, I don't have anything to hide, Honorable Member.
But that's not the point, Dr. DM. It's the fact that it's illegal, and at the highest level of our South African police service, we are having people operating like that. What hope is there for the ordinary South African on the ground when they're just doing it there on the top? It means that we don't have a justice system here in the country, and it starts with the South African police service.
I'm telling you what I have done to be able to deal with the issue. I've said that I took a team as per the minister's directive, we went to China. We were shown what technologies are there. I told you from the DCPI, I told you from the CI, I told you from the border, and also TMS, Technology Management Services, and also our representative in China. And then we went to see that one of them was the issue of parking, and the other one, which came because of the unrest of the 21st of July, from the report that we need to have a technology that can be able to deal with the social media and see what is going on and all those kind of things. So we're very pointed and specific what kind of technology did we do. And then when we came back, as I said, we presented the matter to the minister, but also to the JCPS cluster. And the good thing was that the Minister of Finance was in the JCPS, because that day they had the caravan meeting. So we're able to say we would need a lot of money to be able to deal with the technology. And I'm driving that because I know what to do and what needs to be done. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. DM, I wasn't really addressing that, and I'm glad at least we've been informed about what technology we have in. But this is a really big issue, that people's phones can just be tapped at every level. And if we have the approach of, I have nothing to hide, so what? It's not, if it starts with you and you can have that approach, there's no hope for ordinary citizens. And you've been voted by the people to protect them and to protect their interests. And I think we just need to be more conscious of that. And not just you as a deputy minister, but all of us as members of parliament, that we don't allow such illegal activities to continue in the highest offices of our South African police service.
I fully agree with you.
As that. So tell me, how does the ANC head of security enter in this?
I would not know. That's why I didn't
Did you
even
not ask General Sabir about... Was it General Sabir that told you that he's briefed the head of ANC?
The forwarded message, yes.
Yeah, but you see, this is also political interference as well. So do you know whether this is common practice for a Deputy National Commissioner to be picking up the phone and calling ANC
I don't know.
NEC members? But you're also an NEC member. Have you ever been briefed?
No, I'm a deputy minister to him. I don't know him. Outside that, I'm a deputy minister, and he's the deputy national commissioner to me.
No, but I'm talking about as in the ANC head of security.
No.
So your experience as an ANC member, and you've been served in the executive, I'm assuming both in the province and on a national level, is it common for government officials to be briefing ANC members about what's going on, especially on intelligence issues?
I'm not aware.
Thank you. Let's talk about this deputy ministers, and not just, obviously not police in particular, but just the whole concept of us having deputy ministers. So the issue of deputy ministers, it only found its way, I don't know if you know this, but our research office did some research on this. So deputy ministers were introduced in 1961 by the Apartheid National Party. And they did so because they were preparing or making way for ministers. As a senior leader of the ANC, what informs the ANC, because if you have those discussions, what informs the ANC positions, or position rather, to have deputy ministers? Because it's costing us, your ministry program, it's costing us 63.3 million, and a whole year later you haven't been designated a function. It's a problem, Dr. DM.
Honorable Member, are you not conflicting the two, because there's an ANC as a party, there's government, and the two are not the same. They're not the same. So, so in terms of government, me and you are members of parliament, and we know that deputy ministers are mentioned in the constitution, and we know the process that we must undergo in order to be able to remove them.
But nothing stops the ANC from bringing a bill or for us to amend it, because there are political parties, particularly the EFF, that has been calling for the deputy ministers to be removed. So I'm just asking, do you know what informs the ANC position of maintaining deputy ministers, because there's a lot of things that are in the constitution that's changeable or amendable, rather, including the expropriation of land without compensation.
As I said to you, Honorable Member, is the prerogative in terms of the constitution of the president and not the president of the ANC. Maybe we can discuss with the chief whip of the ANC.
No, I
but
will.
in terms of government,
I'm just asking for
is the
your-
president, the constitution is very clear, is the president who appoint the deputy ministers, not the president of the ANC.
So the question was, Dr. DM, is that do you know what informs the ANC position to maintain deputy ministers? And you're saying you don't know, so that's fine. Let's talk about the New Year's Eve letter. The letter also included the issue of the ports of entry. So I just want to talk about that a little. Are you aware of the IMC on border control that's headed by, I think, the Minister of Home Affairs? You are?
I'm aware,
Yeah,
yes.
so
because
you said that the minister, and maybe you'll correct me if I'm wrong, the issue that he raised in his letter, it was a legitimate concern, or did I mishear you?
Remember, the BMA was recently established, and there are still some members of SAPS who are working in the BMA. And we said we would not take them until they have the capacity to replace that, because we also need them to really work for us. So that's where it comes in.
And the reason I was asking whether you're aware of the IMC for border control is and it's linked to you saying that him raising the issue of getting a proper strategy on dealing with the borders. It was a legitimate concern. So I wanted to ask, or we wanted to ask, don't you think if the minister was attending those meetings, that was the platform to raise it? Because it's a it's an inter-ministerial committee that works with Home Affairs, because SAPS doesn't work in isolation on the borders. It includes finance, well, SARS in particular, Home Affairs, etc. So I just wanted your take on that.
If you ask me, the JCPS would have been the correct one.
Okay. And then there's been a lot said about Professor Mary Diaz here. We even got a nickname for her called Auntie Mary. Do you know her? I'm sure you've heard of her. Do you have any type of not relationship, but have you engaged her on any level?
I've not engaged them. I know I've engaged with ISS, Dr. Koboshiani, who unfortunately, after we had the summit of the police, he died through accident, I think 2 days after the summit.
Okay, so you've had no engagement with her. Did the minister ever ask you for your opinion about her? Because his testimony or his statement here was quite lengthy on the complaints that she had sent. Were you aware of any of those complaints?
No,
that she sent?
I did not. I actually heard it when the minister said it, and also there was another one, Patricia.
Yeah,
Masha. Yeah, no, I don't know them.
and you have never engaged
No,
with them?
no.
They're very active on social media, says Patricia as well. You haven't seen any of her? No, at all. I think I'm done, Chair. One more thing, though, Dr. DM. Have you had any type of engagements with Kat Maklala, any whatsoever?
Your time is up, Honorable
I don't even
Member.
know that person.
And Brown Mokhosi? Mokhosi.
Can
know
we
them.
move to Honorable Mnango?
Okay, Chair, I'm done. Record time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.